Audio testing 1 2 3. Audio testing 1 2 3. I hope audio should be visible now. Visible, sorry, audible now. My apologies. There was a bit of a glitch. I forgot to basically put on my basically this. Hold on. No, what the hell? I thought this chair will go up. I think it's so old that its gas has leaked. So okay, okay. I'm expecting. As of now, audio video should be there. Hopefully. Okay, so all things are good. All things are good. My apologies. I forgot the mic. Audio testing 1 2 3. Okay, audio is working. Okay, so I was just saying this is the world's probably one of the most expensive webcam. And if you want to see the webcam, allow me to show you the webcam. So, what the heck? Uh, yeah. So this is a webcam, and this is the super duper hyper expensive webcam. So basically, I'm utilizing this full frame A7C Mark II as a webcam. So my brother has already bought it. Now the camera itself is a next gen. Although the reason why you are seeing such a beautiful background blur or maybe looking artificial looking is because it's f1.4. It's a prime lens, a 50 f1.4. So it's stupendously background blur. It's like, woo, nothing is happening in the background. And because again, it's a Sony and again, latest generation, the autofocus is really, really good. So there is fundamentally next gen level thing. Although I'm also planning to buy Sony A7 Mark V, although it has not been announced yet. So I'm waiting for it. The moment that is announced, I'll buy that. Although I will not buy this lens. This lens is a bit too overkill for me. I do not need f1.4. And again, it's a 50 millimeter, so I cannot zoom in or zoom out. I will be more looking into 24 into 70 f2.8. That would be 2 stops below this, but it should be fine. So that's what I'm looking for. How's my back? Now, this is what is the most heavy thing that happened. You have to understand, like I bricked my back in my job, which was like 6 7 years ago, and I detected it in like MRI detection, like actually, okay, something is wrong with my L4 and L5. That happened in 2018. Now that time they said that you should be able to recover it by utilizing basically physiotherapy and some medication. We did try that and it did work because again 2018, long ago. However, there were times where it was too flare up, so to say, when I was under stress, physical stress and mental stress. And unfortunately, this lens is only for people like me. Yeah. So basically, unfortunately, middle of the year 2024 was a really, really rough time for me, psychologically and physically also, and it triggered like a serious pain in my spine, like bad one. So I've been trying to get it treated, like properly treated from basically December only. And first doctor suggested, okay, let's go step by step. So first some medication and all that, that did not work. Then injection. Injection was basically they did a steroid. Again, if you watched it 2 weeks ago, that's what I was talking about. Basically, they give you local anesthesia in that area, then inject a needle directly into that disc region, and that gives you enough of a dose of steroids that it should allow to swelling to die down. It did work, but it was temporary. Now, a lot of people are very lucky where that temporary swelling becomes almost like their body recovers. Mine did not. So good news, bad news. Good news, I figured out what the problem is. Doctor is very confident, okay, this is exactly where the problem is. Bad news, I have to go to surgery. That just happened 2 3 days ago. So I had to go to surgery. Now what is surgery? Surgery, basically they're gonna look into drill inside my back, then go into the backbone and then find the L4 L5 bone, then drill a little bit where the nerves are getting impinged, and then give a space for the nerves to relax, so to say. Because again, swelling reduction is a very temporary thing in my case. And again, if the damage is serious, second thing happens. Basically, I had insane what you call hamstring pain for like almost a year at this point in time. However, that itself was becoming bad enough. I also started noticing next new trend in pain, that was like pins and needle. That's signaled that there is a chance of nerve damage. If that happens, that's like really bad because it's very unlikely to be reversible. So we kind of like, let's get it fixed, because again, once you get nerve damage, people become very bitter if they had to go through this. It's almost like chronic pain. So I rushed into it, and so they did it. Now, right now, not everything is sunshine and rainbow. Simply because while you're doing that operation, while you are like relieving the pain and all that, because you did so much operation, that area is swelled up. So now I have to wait around a week, basically. Let's say by next Wednesday, where the wound heals up, the swelling dies down. Only then I should be in a position where I can definitely say whether the surgery worked or not. So it requires and as of now, like again, I'm sitting right now and my hamstring is completely normal. Like I do not have think about it, although little bit of pins and needles are there, but I think that's it, simply because of the swelling. So that will take a bit of time. Webcam is better. Doubtful. Sorry, I do apologize for that. Hello, Gamza. Handsome today. Yeah, super duper expensive camera. It better look at. It's very expensive. Uh, Anyway, so as of now, all things considered, I should know in the next few days. And again, I did. That's why I was so hell bent on making sure that I upload at least 1 week continuously. So after this, again, this year has been like very brutal on my channel. So many travel opportunities and so many necessary travel opportunities that. It is what it is. Like some things, it's somebody commented any very wise thing in my Instagram. It's like you think you have hundreds of problems unless you have a health problem. Once you have a health problem, you only have one problem. And I'm like, damn, that's so true. Because for last few months, I was not able to do anything, even normal things like, okay, just sit down and do. No, I could not sit down. Okay, what if you stand and work? Okay, I could not do that for long also. So it was a very harsh reality check where it's like, no, this has to be prioritized, this has to be sorted. Damn my court case, damn my YouTube earnings. I don't care about any of that at this point in time. I need my body functional. So that's why I'm here and getting a share. Now, thankfully, it was what we call general anesthesia, because while the injection part was local anesthesia, I'm pretty sure if they had given me local anesthesia, I would have freaked out. So I was happy that it was general anesthesia. Unfortunately, general anesthesia, because again, your body's internal mechanism stops, you could drown. Meaning they have to make sure that you are completely dry, meaning you cannot drink water for hours before surgery and after also, because again, once you come out of the zone, basically that anesthesia effect, your body needs time to warm up and all the muscles to work properly, because if it does not, your internal stomach acid and water, it can flow into your lungs, because again, that muscle systems are not working properly. So as a precaution, you have to be very thirsty and very hungry, and that did happen. So that was very uncomfortable, but all things considered, as of now, I'm feeling hopeful that next few days my swelling should go down. And again, right now, day one, I did not feel anything, simply because I was under so much medication. But I think the after that first day, at night, I woke up at 4 a.m. to pee, and then I was like, bam, my back started to hurt. I was like, what the hell? Oh, there is a drill hole inside my back. So it took some pain. So only face is visible. Yeah, that is the penalty of like 50 I have to go back quite far back. Again, the chair is not rising up, so I have to go quite far back in order to fit in the frame. Yeah, it's like it is what it is. It's like it's my brother's choice, it's not my choice. So it's like that we can do. Your underarm not look do needfully. Yeah, why are you paying attention to my underarms, man? Like really, genuinely serious. Why are you paying attention to my underarms? Bro, look into something serious. What the heck? Anyway, this is one of my like people switch to webcam. Webcam quality is better for life. No. Uranus, okay. I'm following daily writing. I want to know, what do you do in break for refreshment? Right now, last few months, nothing. Like, again, you have to understand, last few months have been extremely brutal. Your hand movements are not ever watch. Only face is visible. My man, you are worrying too much about it. And again, if you think, and again, once I go back to home, I will be back to the webcam, because my camera purchase is, well, delayed. Unless the Sony releases the camera, I can't do anything. So I do apologize for that. Mhm. Mhm. So, so what's this recovery time? Hopefully next week, by mid of next week or end of next week, I should know fully. Although my hamstring feels far relieved. It's almost like 80% problem gone. I was just the pins and needles is like giving me psychological worry. So once that's done, then I'll be no, fully well. So how things are going? Although this was an experience, I have to say, this was a very heavy experience. As one of those, like, this is my life's second biggest leap of faith. First leap of faith failed so horribly, I have a court case from it. And again, my father just informed me that judge is delaying the case for no reason, like with just a date after date after date. Like, I'm not even joking, actual trolling is happening. Actual flat out trolling. It's just like, no, we're just gonna give you next date. It's like, why? The case is over. Like, literally, you basically you have what we call dalil. Basically, you have to give your side of the story. The opponent has to give their side of the story. Then you have the battle, and then you have the judgment. And it's like it's stuck in the judgment phase. It's like everything that is legally required done, sorted, go home, and they are not finishing that. And again, my high court is also stuck. So it feels very what you call heavy at this point in time. But again, health pain kind of recalibrated everything, where it's like, okay, I only have to worry about this. So my phone has a rolling shutter, but I do not see it when I record fast moving cars. Why is that? Why so? Because your sensor is small. If you have a very small sensor, the readout is not an issue. But when you have large sensor like this one, full frame, then you will see rolling shutter. So it's one of those things. That's why if you have a very small sensor going from top to bottom, it's a very quick progression, because again, the physical distance is so small. When you're talking about full frame, it's this much going from here to here. So for that reason, you will not experience rolling shutter in a very small sensor. And again, modern sensor that are used in mobile phone is very fast, very fast. It's fast enough where you will not notice it. What's your view on new Samsung phone review after this much time? I'm not reviewing phones, man. Like, phone is not my cup of tea, so to say. So I'm not gonna do too much about phones. I'm rarely see any phone that is like, unique or interesting. Like, I genuinely wanted this phone to be good. I paid a lot of money for this, but battery life of this phone is like, very lightweight, very sloppy. So I'm not that happy about it. But again, I have to try to hang on to it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year maybe, to justify the cost I spent on it. But let's see what happens. Uh, is running better than gym for normal fitness? See, moral fitness, yes, of course. See, anything is better than sitting in one physical spot. Anything is better. Let that be very clear. Anything is better than this sanitary lifestyle. You have to walk. Like, trust me, not. It's one of those things where it's like how people talk about, like, feeling, feeling downwards. Like, say you had one bad thing that caused another bad thing, then another bad thing, another bad thing. So that's failing downwards. Basically, one bad thing lead to another bad thing, another bad thing, bad things happen. But here's the failing upward also happens. For example, you start to walk, you will feel a little bit better, you will start to sleep a little bit better. So all these little things will also allow you to fall upwards. Basically, your mood will be better, your focus will be better, your health would be a little bit more better. So you can fall upwards also. So that's why do something rather than nothing. That's the step one. Step two, your brain will tell you. Step one, do something. That's the first requirement. Do something. I think your camera quality, mic quality is better than this setup in my view. I think it's the positioning and framing. And again, it's a Mac, what you call, prime lens. So I do have the luxury where I can show you. I do not think it will focus. Focus. Ta-da! So it does have a very high shallow background depth of field, but let me see. Hold on. Okay, this should be better. So again, my setup is set up for me. So and again, I do stand up streaming, so it's a bit different. Again, I'm not even planning for this sort of lens. It's too big. f1.4. It's like, again, this would be really awesome to do what you call a long exposure astrophotography. This would be really good for that. But again, 50mm, not that wide angle. You need wide angle and large aperture. So this is what my brother wanted. So he got that. I will buy 24-70. So that's there. And then camera qualities. Just yesterday, a bag of cash found in High Court judge house, and as a punishment, government tried to transfer him to Allahabad court. I mean, like, what the heck? What type of sense in this? Yeah, see, judges are above the law. Let that be very clear. Judges are above the law. Sir, does DSLR have more rolling shutter than phone cameras? Yes, because A, the sensors are B. Nobody is making new DSLR sensor for quite some time. So you are getting like effectively 2015's technology. So fundamentally DSLR is stuck. Like again, companies stopped developing it. So the sensor, like I think Canon 1DX, I think it's the last high-end camera, and after that nothing major happened, and all the sensor upgrade happened into mirrorless. At this point in time, DSLR is done. And again, this is the first time I'm handling a mirrorless, full frame mirrorless. It's the same weight and size as my DSLR. So that was like very big thing. So hope you recover soon. I hope so too. What is the cost of your surgery? Very high. It's not sorted yet, so it's very high. And this is another thing I learned, that your insurance does need to go through what we call maturity period. Like I think it's 3 years of maturity period. Once that maturity is done, you can use the full amount for whatever health related thing you can do. But before that, you have to like, okay, only accident will be covered, only this will be covered, only that will be covered. So I am stuck in a very bad position as of now. Again, we'll see what we can do. And this limits my basically ability to switch to another insurance company, because if I switch, and the reason why I'm not getting insurance coverage is because of maturity, again I have to wait 3 years again to mature, or some companies even have 5 years of maturity time. So it's gonna be very serious thing. Repeating question, laptop segment framework doing different from other in terms of ownership and review and repair. Why not in any other field people doing that? I told you, Edison Motors are doing the same thing with vehicles. One other laptop companies is also doing that. And as to framework, they are trying to do with printers, which again would be mind-bogglingly awesome, but I do not know the condition of the patents. Patents could be blocking them, so I'm not sure about that. Ride over it. Why not ride over it? That's the whole point. What's the break for writing? Yes, for of DNA storage can be increased, we can do space as noise will be less, but I think cosmic noise is more. See, DNA in terms of, again, this is my read of the situation. The more I look into DNA data storage, more it feels like half baked idea. People are like, okay, DNA has survived for billions of years. No, like you have, like think in this way, like you had whole library of data of DNA and only one page survived. So now people are saying that this is the best medium. I'm like, it's survivor bias. It's like saying one or two Roman structures survived, so Rome knows how to build every structure. You know, if every structure survived, then you know. Otherwise, no. And the best thing I've seen, assuming half-life of the element is not a big thing, the Microsoft's 5D glass storage is one of the best I've seen. Now, it does have penalty that you must retain the reading technology. Again, it's a complex reading algorithm. If you can retain that technology, then it's one of the best I've seen so far in terms of long-term data storage. And again, it's a big enough volume, and it does not have the problem of DNA, where it's like you have to take the DNA, clone it millions of times, hope nothing bad happened, or have enough error correction in that, so you reduce the half of the capacity, and then read the data and destroy the DNA. But again, hopefully you would have cloned enough of it that should not be an issue. But you see this how convoluted it is. While compare that to glass disk storage, it's a worm medium. Write once, read many, meaning once you etch the glass, it's done. It's done, it's sorted, it's like DVD. Once it's done, it's done. You can keep reading it as many times as you want, and it's very stable. I've made a detailed video about it. It's one of the best I've seen so far in terms of actual ability to serve a long-term data storage with enough data density, so you can actually store whole libraries into one cassette, like not even cassette, like one plate, I would say. So that's there. I'm worried about Garmi. Waiting to know your option about summer season. Any better plan, please share. No, no. Like that was the whole plan of getting solar in my house. Otherwise, my second floor becomes brutally hot. The only option now left is like, because again don't have enough money for that, the next best option is just paint everything white to at least reduce 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, and could increase my solar farm production, because it's a bifacial solar panel. It should improve the energy production little bit. So that's there. Your paradox of poverty video is very good. Thank you. Very good. Gurmeet is like, okay, are you thinking about doing some sort of physical activity after a recovery? Of course, mostly it would be focused on basically the physiotherapy chart that I have and walking. I will do a lot of walking. If doctor allows it, I might try to do a lot of pull-up. I have a luxury of like a hook in my roof where I can hook and try to do pull-ups, and that should give me a bit of dopamine boost and could improve my muscle health, because again I'm like a skeleton, walking talking skeleton right now. So let's see. I'm following daily. Again, I told you I don't have anything right now going on. So basically, DNA storage is useless, not useless, but again, like its hype is much higher than what its actual usability is. Like I have no idea how the heck people are like, oh, we can survive for millions of years. Like, no, you have to make trillions of copy, then some copy would survive. I do not like that idea. I'm like not comfortable. And again, DNA also has the same issue where it's like if somebody does not know that their DNA has data, they will try to recreate life out of it. It will not work. And like again, glass storage at least it gives you the feeling that it's a freaking data storage. And again, in that glass you can etch. Like there is micro etching technology that allows you to etch. Like, okay, this is how you make the machine. This is the algorithm. So let's say you have a 5 plates. One plate could be just like, how the heck you're supposed to build a machine and algorithms to read it. Rosetta disk, that tiny Rosetta disk. So there is, I will have far more faith in that system rather than DNA storage. Again, it's like you can see Microsoft is doing both of them, glass storage and DNA storage, and they will flat out. It's like, yeah, we finally managed to store 5 bits. It's like, it's not that like its hype is much higher than its actual deliverable as of now. Let that be clear. As of now, its deliverable is much lower. So it's almost like a Marona particle, that quantum thing is like, oh, we can have millions. It's like, bro, at least put 200 qubits, then we're gonna have a talk. At least exceed what Google has done, so we can have a good conversation. But no, it's like we can put arrays. You only put 8. You only put this much, and you are talking like, oh, it's like that's not how it works. Cucan, Mexico. I do not know what you are talking about. So Sony came with global shutter, yes, but very expensive camera, A9 Mark III, I think. I'm not buying that. That's too expensive, And again, I do not need it that badly. It would be awesome, but I do not need it that badly. I may have looked into Panasonic if they had introduced a global shutter, but they have not. I'm like, bro, why you going high megapixel? It's like, go global shutter, na? Can BYD scale to 10C charging for mainstream EV? See, problem is assume magically that 10C technology is viable. Problem is where the heck you're gonna get the power for it. Like here's the deal, 10C simply means 1 or 2 minutes of charging. What does that mean? That simply means, let's say it's a battery only vehicle. Let's say it's a 50 unit battery. 50 unit battery charging in 2C as in 30 minutes means you need 100 unit of power in 30 minutes. That's a lot of power. And then you keep going down when it's like, okay, what if I want 3C charging 15 minutes? That means you need 100 will be multiplied again 200C. See, the moment you keep shrinking it, the power requirement becomes so high. Right now, we do not have like 200 kilowatt fast charger reliable enough, everywhere enough, cheap enough, uptime enough, and you are thinking like a multi-megawatt charger. That's not happening. It's a good show-off technology. It's a good like what if, but it's not viable in terms of economics, like physics, engineering, economics. Economics is like, bro, and again, that's the same problem with people who do not do holistic system analysis. It's like you have to pay for that electricity. If you go to a basically grid, it's like, let's say Indian grid, it's like, hey sir, I need to pull a cable from it that is 33 kV, and I'm gonna do a car charging station that, let's say each car charger would be 100 kilowatt. Okay, it's gonna be expensive, but not too expensive. Now you go to them and it's like, sir, I need to pull 130 kilovolt power line. Sir, price went stupid. So that's the whole point. Can you do it? Of course you can do whatever the hell you want. It's just that, can you make it economically logical? No. No. So, have you heard a case where hugely increased type of cases? Nah, who cares? But if I make trillions of copy, it's not economical, not even logical. No. The copy is super easy. It's just put it in a petri dish and just put some nutrition and what I do not know. Kepler. again, the people who know it, and again, watch that video. When I watched it, it's now flushed from my RAM memory. I do not have the data on me here, but I know what it is, but it can be done. It's like making trillions of copies, not that difficult. Storing it in different places, somewhat difficult, because again, they have to be cold. So it's one of those things. Again, that's why I'm like saying it's hype versus actual deliverable. It's like, I'm like, if I have to put my money, I will put more on into that 5D glass storage. And again, it's not glass, it's crystal. So that's there. 10C meaning 6 minutes. No, I think it will be 3 minutes or something, even lower than that. Charging from 0 to, and again, I genuinely doubt 0 to 100. But again, things like that can be done. Nothing in physics saying you can't do that. It's just that everything in economics is saying which place. So seaweed will produce on sea surface or under sea? Subsurface, little bit from the subsurface. It's mostly working on photosynthesis, so subsurface. It's almost like a majority of the leaflets would be outside, a little bit downwards, almost like 1 feet from top, not much deeper than that. And there are certain what you call variety that does go deeper, but again, people will optimize which crops makes most sense. But it's not very deep. It's not very deep. It's not like kilometers deep. It's barely few feet deep. Instead of spraying water directly on AC outdoor air, can we install cooler to blow cold air outdoor? No, cooler will not work in outdoor air. Again, I told you, the best thing I can do is that the hot gas that is coming, that is going into your compressor, in that hot gas, pipe another copper pipe a lot of pipes around it, and then run a small pump, like a 12-watt pump, into a surahi, basically a terracotta vessel. So you can put water in there, just have a basic timer, barely will cost you 200 rupees. Have a basic timer that triggers the pump for like few minutes, basically triggers it during, let's say, peak time, and you can have it powered by the AC itself. So only when AC is running, that pump will turn on, and then you can easily, that's the least harmful thing I can say, and it will not void your warranty. You're just cooling the gas. And again, you can like have that or wrap some cloth around it and have that as a wet, and then cover it with foam. So you can do, you should be able to save certain amount of energy there. You should. I do not know how much you have to put sensor, like you have to put a thermometer, one thermometer before it goes into that liquid cooler, and outside the liquid cooler. So how much temperature drop you happen. So let's say you got 70 degrees Celsius, you should be able to drop it to 65, maybe even 50. If you drop it to 50, your AC would be like, bruh, power saving. But I'm pretty sure that at that point your water would be hot. At that point you have to drop that terracotta vessel, that surahi, has to be big, and it has to have like 10-20 liters of water, because again it will start to evaporate very quickly. But again, it's a least harmful way of doing it without any corrosion risk or any sort of leakage issue. And again, you do not touch the electricals, you do not touch anything that could cause harm. So that's one option. Why do you think a charging vehicle is not a good, but sir, I think charging vehicle is not a good idea. Battery swapping makes sense. No, it does not. People have tried it, people have built it. It only makes sense for big vehicles. It does not make sense for car, because again, car has to go through crash testing. Crash testing to batteries does not work. People have tried it. It does not work. It's a tested thing. It's not a new thing. People have been testing it from 2010. We good. We got this. It does not work. Do you think what if wealthy individuals had a higher fertility rate than the middle and lower classes, wealthy would become diluted over generation, ultimately reducing wealth accumulation? No. See, wealthy people will stop having kids after a certain point, because again, you have to understand, wealth only makes sense if you only have it. If imagine it this way, let's say Elon Musk had 50 kids, and he has the only one who, like, people like him, like let's say that top 0.0001%, each of them are having 100 kids. Now each of their kids have to now work as a sewage worker, toilet cleaner and all that. Do you think they will like that? Do you really think they will like that? So it's a very, what you call, no-win scenario. Like, you do not win in that scenario. Do you think that okay, I happen a sports camera use global shutter because they do not want to have any error in time in frame? No, not all. Only some companies do that, and it's not necessary or mandatory. Like, for example, the reason why most company now has switched to global shutter is because of the billboards. I've already made a video about that. You can have billboard where you can demonstrate 4 ads at the same time. So person sitting in the like actual stadium, they will be seeing, let's say, Verizon ad. People who are receiving the footage in India, they would be seeing Airtel ad. People who are seeing that in Europe will see Virgin Galactic ad. And again, same billboard, same people running around, and camera is global shutter slicing them. So I've already made a video about that, and that can be done with global shutter. So that's why people are doing it. And again, this, I saw one child who was keep bothering me. It's like, oh, it's not real time if it's a rolling shutter. It's like, your eyes have a rolling shutter, my man. Reality has rolling shutter, does not make it. That was such a stupid thing. I was like, he kept harassing me about that. It's like, oh, how it can be true? It's like, it's a long time duration, does not make it fake. It's like, slow does not mean false. uh, hmm. Glad to see you well, sir. Relatively. Seeing my sister daughter, sometimes I think I should also get married and have children, but then I remember. Yeah, again, that's, see, again, temporary desires are temporary, and family court is forever. China's about travel ban on DeepSeek engineers. I think India needs something like that. IITians at least 3 years to work. No, if you force it, people will stop doing IIT. Again, if you have to force something, 99% chance it will backfire. It's rarely a good idea to force something. Is there an institute named after Joe Marra and Sicily, Italy? Yes, I think there is. What about your court case? Again, it's getting trolled. I should get a high court soon, but again, I do not know. At this point, it's like, my life is in such a miserable position where it's like, I do not even worry about that. It's like, I have bigger fish to fry. Like, my spine is much higher priority than that. So, Killer for one alumni to wife literally scared me, like point of marriage. Again, point of marriage is giving men's money to women. Basically, it's what we call a termination of dumb men. So, for example, men do not have brain. They are like, okay, whatever happens, I will get married. So again, you do not have brain. Nature is killing you. Nature is literally like, oh, this is a defective branch. Let's terminate it. Who's the terminator? Family court. So either you can study, you can learn and adapt, or you can die. And again, if like, think is this, like, not every case is like this. Absolutely true. But again, that's the same logic goes into what you call gambling. Every gambling running organization, they know they cannot, like, they will win a 90% right, 99% right, but they will make sure that some people win, because again, if everybody loses all the time, nobody will pay for it. So they have to give you that certain what you call dose of delusion, where it's like, no, he won, so I could win. It's like, that's why I keep saying, do not listen to me, go to family court that is near you. Must literally had 10 plus k official. I didn't think his wealth got distributed like all 10k equally. It will be ultimately reduced wealth acquisition. See, you genuinely do not understand how much money Elon Musk has. If he distributes it by 1,000 kids, it still would be a ginormous amount of money. Like, I'll give you a simple context. The difference between $1 million and $1 billion is $1 billion. He has billions of dollars. Let that be very, billions of dollars. So even if you divide it like by millionaire standard, done, sorted. Even if he does a very simple thing where it's just like, okay, all my kid from 0 to 18, I'm gonna do basically mutual fund, only $1 million mutual fund, all of them basic mutual fund like S&P 500. Their kid, by the time they're 18, they will be ludicrously rich, like ludicrously. Like, they will be so rich that money can be taken out of the funds, or not even taken out. Like, they can take half of it, put it in a bank, and that bank will give them fixed interest. That interest would be bigger salary than, well, majority of the planet. That's how much money he has. So 10 people is like, bro, no. And again, there is a penalty that once you actually have enough money, then you become delusional, where it's like, no, I need more. It's like, what for? It's like, you have a house, you can take care of your health, you can take care of your family, you can take care of a divorce. At that point, it's like, you can keep scaling up. But again, that's like, enough for people's need, not enough for people's greed. That situation happens. But again, he can easily make sure that all their kids are settled. And if they are good with money, they can easily scale their wealth from like a few million to a few billion. Because again, that first million is the hardest money to make. And if you start from that, you can take risk, you can do things that others cannot even dream of. So, fundamentally, please expose IIT. The teachers are how overrated they are. Teachers are not overrated. That whole system is overrated, and it's overrated because of Indian mentality. Uh, we generally think that people in government are smart. If there was it takes so much time to remove taxes on 30 minutes duration, you see charging. See, if people were smart, they will never work in government. That's why you think in this way. You may think Narendra Modi is like, very big person. Here still, no. The post, PM, Prime Minister, is the big post, not Narendra Modi. The post is above Narendra Modi. He came into the post. While you look into, like, let's say, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Ratan Tata, Adani, Birla. These people are there. They're like, bro, I have seen like multiple generation of prime ministers, politicians come and go. I was, I am, I will be. Even after that, you know who is Nikola Tesla. You know who is Edison. You know who is Graham Bell. You know who is Einstein. You do not know who is the emperor of that time. You do not know who is the king of that time. You do not know who is the prime minister of that time. So think in this way. If you are actually smart, and again, businessmen also, Rockefeller fellers and like a lot of the big businessmen in America, they are very well known and they are known for like almost forever. So if you are actually, because again, what's the biggest flex you can have is your name remembered for centuries. Bill Gates' name would be remembered. Jeff Bezos would be remembered. Heck, Elon Musk would be remembered forever. So those things are magnificently huge, and that requires intelligence. Like even tricking people, but it does require intelligence. Make a video about problem with IIT or other engineering. Problem is not with them. Problem is with the mindset. Basically, instead of doing engineering, our dreams are small. That's the whole point. Our dreams are small. Okay. Why is there so eat healthy fruits and do exercise regularly. Okay. Option trading is like gambling. I lost 30K since 20. I only invest in stocks. Again, that's why this big guy, who was that big guy? I keep forgetting his name. Madoff? Bernie Madoff? No, someone like that. Very successful. It says like the traders do not make money. It's the investor who make money. And again, I'm seeing that people who are investing in stock, let's say the amount of money I put into Nifty 50 versus the amount of money I could have tried with stocks. I would be lucky if I had made any progress in stocks. And again, all I have to do in investment, I have to just let it go. Just keep putting it, keep putting it, keep putting it. Do not pull out, just keep putting it. And after 10 years, it's like, bro, barely goes to low. And after 15 years, it's like, bro, like market is very down. Your portfolio would be like, yeah, profit is a bit low. Like again, people who are like, about to check out, basically retiring during pandemic, they had like a really bad time. But even them, it's like, hey, what if I can delay like, extraction for 2 years, 3 years? They would have like, bro, now they have made exponential money. So fundamentally trading is like there is one mathematician who gave a very good idea, is that because so there is so much money in stock market, every qualified person goes there. Now there's a paradox in that. If every player in a game is very smart, very capable, very skilled, skill no longer determines who's gonna make money. It lucks. Basically, I'll think of this way, both are a player, luck and skill. But if everybody has skill, then only luck becomes a variable. So that's why people who are in trading, they barely make money. And that's why the people who are like really swimming in money, they're like, bruh, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. And I was like, it mathematically explained to me, it's like why nobody makes money in stock. It's like why people are like, I keep forgetting. What the hell? I have, my memory is running low. Einstein will be remembered till the end of humanity. That's the whole point. Some foreigner YouTubes explain that better than IIT teaches how does BLDC. Some foreigner YouTuber explain better than IIT teaches how does BLDC motor works. Again, see, whenever you're talking like that, you have to understand, explaining something does not mean let's say you liked my video, does not mean my video is the best. It simply means my video resonated with you. And same goes with explanation. I could try to explain things a certain way. It could work for you, it could not work for you. And the same goes for the teachers. If they are in IIT, assuming not 100% absolute corruption, they are good at something. They must be good at something. I'm hoping for that. So they are good at what they are doing. And of course, that will means that does not guarantee that let's say they have 100 kid, all 100 kid will understand what they are trying to say. Only 20 will. But again, that's life. You cannot write a song that everybody will like. You cannot have an explanation that everybody will understand. You can try, but that's how far it goes. Gambling is not good unless you are sure. See, if you are sure, it's not gambling. Is income tax bad? What should good ratio be? Corporate tax, income tax, other taxes, and developing countries like India. India should not have income tax. We are so poor. And again, very few people pay for it. And again, you can cut that governmental sector. It's like what, 30,000 crore? Not even 30,000 crore. It's like very little number, 3,000 crore, I think. And again, the GST gave that much money. It's like just to remove the income tax, people will be far more freed. And again, you have to understand, just to collect income tax, government has to spend money. They have to write rules, they have to write regulations, they have to pay money, they have to pay bureaucrats, they have to, so much money is burnt just to keep that income tax department going. It's like you have new department, right? GST, okay, just digest, like just take into the system. Like again, give, because again, if people have money, they spend the money. Nobody keeps the money. Even if they invest it, that's some money in the market. You like that, that's a good thing. The more money in the market, the more corporate tax will be created, and that's much bigger piece of the pie. And that's how all the countries like Dubai and all those work. They do not have income tax because they know they have road tax, they have road toll, all those things are expensive. So why have income tax also? And again, income tax is psychologically so much what you call draining, where it's like, oh, you're saying almost 1.5 months of my salary would be gone. That's painful. Expensive thing you can budget. One month or 1.5 months of my salary would be gone. That's not digestible. So even if your living condition would be much expensive, if you remove it, people will still prefer that. That's why people go to Dubai. It's not cheap place, but again, no income tax. So according to Google, two-stroke engines are less fuel efficient than four-stroke, not four-stroke, two-stroke, which takes an exhaust valve. Gambling is not gonna. Sure. Did you repeat it that? Okay. Which looks like a reading now. Right now, I'm still trying to finish that book. I've not finished it yet. Once I finish, I'll talk about that. When you're coming regular again, it's gonna be very long time. And again, too many things are happening. I'm working with Ahirawat, so there is a good chance I might have to travel somewhere, might have to focus on them. Again, that will only happen once I get the money, but there is a good chance things will happen like that. Hmm. So. You said multiple times India needs ball, but a lot of people think India needs money. Balls come up automatically. No. See, everybody started with zero, na? Everybody started with zero. And again, I keep saying India have amazing businessmen, like broke businessmen who went from nothing, like literally debt to like a business empire. What allowed them to do it is balls. It's always that. It's like money is just a value what other people value, right? It's like other people's labor that are like basically how much money am I willing to pay Sony to develop this camera? It's up to Sony. If Sony can make me like, no, you should have this, you have to have this, I'm gonna pay more for it. And again, that's how Rolex works. That's how all luxury brands work. And again, you can even do the otherwise. Hey, I'm gonna give you a product that is so good, you're gonna be a stupid person if you do not buy it. Like that's how Toyota took over the market of America. That's how Japanese companies did that for the Indian market. So you have to understand, if you have the balls, you will. And again, you have to understand, Japan was destroyed. Not only like two nukes, people remember, oh, nukes. Nukes were low puppies. The big daddy puppies were firebombing. Firebombing that, like, they purged Tokyo. Like, Tokyo was like, done, deleted, like, shift deleted. Like, they had shift deleted everything almost. And they were like, this was the issue. Like, this was, I'm not even joking. This was an issue where it's like, which cities are left that are big enough where we can have an impact. It's like, that's what had to be done. So, but again, how the heck they made it? Again, they had the balls. Like a rice maker had the balls. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna become Sony. Fish merchant had the balls. He became Samsung. So again, that's from Korea, but you get the point. People, as long as you have the balls to try, you will succeed. And again, individual will not succeed. Let that be very clear. If 100 people try, individual, not all 100 individually will succeed. But again, I can guarantee it. If 100 try, at least 5 or 6 will win. If 10,000 will try, at least hundreds will win. And again, that pulls up the whole country. Recently, firefighter find big pile of like Hakoras. Like after that, see Vishal Singh ji. It's like it's boring. Like why you keep focusing on that? It's like judges do not have laws. Like that be very clear. They are above the law. It's like you're talking like a child. It's like, oh, there is corruption in the government. It's like, duh. It's like everybody's like, no, government should have full transparency to look into everybody's account. I'm like, government is corrupt. So book for me is very draining. I can watch 10 hours video on a subject, but when I book, I get sleepy. It feels like every book is textbook. Any solution? No, 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 no. You have to solve it. And again, it's not that difficult. Once you do not try to read the whole book in one go. Try to read one chapter. Try to read, if one chapter is too big, one page, but that has to be a target. At least read whole page in whole day. At least try with that. At least try with that. In life, what matters the most? Well, it's personal thing. The same like resonance. Different people value different things. Some people value travel, some people value money, some people value cars, some people value honey, some people value different things. Some value research, some people value challenges, some people value health. That's up to them. Have you played Black Myth 1? No. I don't play games, man. I don't have that much time anymore. Why Bangladesh Muslims are so sort of feminists? Again, why do you care? Sujal Kumar, why do you care what some other person is? Like, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's irrespective to you. It's like, it's not gonna affect you. Let it go, my man. See, as I get older, I realize that like it's like worrying about things is not my job. It's like I get tired from worrying, and I have enough things to worry about in my own personal life. Where it's like I have watched American movies. I got sometimes your thoughts sings same movie, great movie. See, you can take slices of thinking and mix it with anyone. It's like okay, like you like German Shepherd. I also like German Shepherd. It's like duh. It's like do not go in that department. People are a unique collection of their thoughts, and again, some people are NPC. They never got the bitch slaps in life that I got, so they never had to evolve into like much more capable individual. It's what's the saying? Struggle is nature's way of strengthening you. So it's one of those things. Some people have a lot of struggling in their life, some people less. Some people have a lot of emotional baggage, some people have a lot of physical baggage. Such is life. I think moral relativism, anti-nihilism, nihilism. These things, I'm too burnt out from those things. I no longer care enough about future that to even worry about those things. Like, oh, somebody donated, which is a big thing in English channel. That is a very big thing. Sanjay, you have donated 11 rupees. Thank you so much. Working energy department, they have full corruption. Of course they have. Otherwise, India would have been so far ahead. If India just made sure that we had 24 into 7 electricity. And again, some downtime in electricity is acceptable. Like again, that's why even in the places where like they have data center and they have electricity directly coming from the substation, like there is no tap off, like they have direct connection and it's almost uptime is 100%. They still buy generator and they have to run generator time and time. So as long as you have high enough uptime, let's say 90% or 95%, India could have so much economic growth, it would be a miracle. But again, India does not have it. Like again, one or two state has figured it out, but most places have not. And again, you want to see what is the worst case scenario, look into what happened to South Africa. And again, they had written warnings, written case studies that if we do not fix this, very soon we're gonna be energy negative and we're gonna be boomed. And they got boomed. So yes, what you are saying, the fact of corruption of energy department is definitely true. Again, in my own local area, it's almost like a joke where it's like government runs out of money because again, the electricians are not collecting it. So they try to privatize, they do unshan, basically strike. They do workers strike and this strike and that strike to blockade that progress. Because once it's privatized, again, it will be expensive for individual, but again, at least we'll get 24 into 7 electricity. And is that cheaper? Absolutely. Why? We are burning so much electricity just on inverters. Inverters are not 100% round trip efficient. They are very poor, sometimes as low as 50%. So imagine we are buying like 1 unit of electricity just so we can have a half unit of electricity when we need it, which again daily. So that cycle piles up, like your energy cost goes up drastically. And again, if more because if energy keeps staying like that, more and more people will do solar and then they will cut the grid system, which again lot of petrol pumps are doing that. That's a, again bad thing because again your customer count is going down. So that's one of the things. Where is your PayPal ID? Oh, yeah. My apologies. I don't. I have not put PayPal ID here. I forgot. Hold on. PayPal ID. I should be able to remember it. Should be. Hold on. Hold on. I have two-factor authentication, so I have to do some extra work in order. Something went wrong. Try again. What the hell? Something went wrong on their end. What the hell? Okay. PayPal. 9748. I think it's something very easy to remember. If I recall it. Hold on. Just hold on. Okay. Where do I see my own? Where do I see my own home? Invoice and web paypal.me. PayPal.me should be. PayPal.me/S2T YouTube. Hold on. Let me write it. UPI text. Paste reference. Okay. Ta-da! So this is my PayPal ID. Super easy to remember. Take it and go. Lead acid battery is 60% generally. Again, if you are taking 60% lead acid, you also have to understand that AC to DC conversion and DC to AC conversion, that will also waste the remaining 10%. So, and again, because if the more power cut happens, the bigger inverter we will buy. Like, so my inverter has like on paper, it's 12 volt 200 amp hour batteries, and I have two of them. So 48 volt, 24 volt 200 amps. So that's almost like 4 unit of battery. So charge 4 units, I have to pay 6 unit. And that, and let's say, because again, is being drained, charged, being drained, charged, I'm burning so much excess electricity. So again, India, like one of my relative who lives in Ahmedabad told me a very logical point. It's like our expensive electricity is expensive in Ahmedabad. It was very early on. Right now, even our local electricity is expensive, but they do not have to pay so much for transformer, as in like stabilizers. They do not have to pay for inverter, and over time they save so much money. And I was like, yeah, that's logical, and they have much better quality of life. So it's one of those things, like India really has to get that taken care of. Do you have any future version of Expire? I do not know. In those community news which have then only we can come to our senses. I don't think we'll live that long. Okay, Sunita was back on Earth before GTA 6. Did you actually expected that to last that long? Okay. Should we do life or do not love it? I mean, perspective for you should love life or don't. Again, it's personal thing. If let's say you do not like your life, just me saying love your life does not mean it will work. So it's a personal thing. Those sort of things are personal. Why is that quantum realm are conscious? If you know about that, I do not know. Kabir wrote a song which everybody in India like. That song has 0 hit. A right song which everybody can like. Okay. Yeah, that's a fake statement. If anybody says that, that's a fake statement. You can have a scenario where majority of Indians like it. 100% no. That's like law of physics does not allow that. There are a lot of energy production, but a lot of energy theft in rural areas. Absolutely. Reddit group abandoned. Yeah. I don't have, like, I'm trying to do so much. It's like betting. UPI ID gone. Oh, sorry. Hey, you can have that. This is duplicate. What the heck? UPI ticks. What the hell is this? I can. What the hell? I'm creating, not duplicating it, referencing it. What the hell? Anyway, you can use the QR code. This should not be an issue. For some reason it is. Ah, anyway, you live in Ahmedabad? No, no, no. My relative lives there. What's pursuit of life? Again, at this point in time, I do not have a good answer. Thoughts on say AI agent, the AI more dangerous in India because they provide tech service. I have no context of what you're talking about. Ah, okay. So celebrating the land is should we write the will of distributed wealth amongst us children or let them decide after the death? Again, each of them have pros and cons. And again, once you're dead, it does not matter to you. So, as an artist, do you have any ideas improving India's home architecture, almost new houses or new modern systems? I'm not an architecture, no, that's a different thing. And again, you have to understand, many time, anytime you try to say anything to people, people are like, Megaribu. It's like they do not understand. Even it's like it's one of the six. Like if you're building a new house right now, it's cheaper for you to build solar because again, even if let's say solar is not working, right, you still have a shade on your roof, so your heating goes down, meaning you do not your air conditioner no longer has to work. And again, electricity also is not reliable in most places. That also has direct benefits. But these are what we call compounding benefits. It takes time to understand them. And again, it's like, okay, die. So it's one of those things. In my village, people who don't pay electricity bill call as well because who don't pay bills. Yeah, such a life. Life is the way of atoms to attain sustainable still keeps me up at night. Yeah, you can keep. Again, I'm so down into weeds that things have changed. Basically, fundamentally, things have changed in my life where other things are no longer what I used to worry about a lot. I'm no longer worried. I'm not even joking. Like a few months ago, every only thing I was thinking about is was court case, and then again my health pain came up so bad that like I've forgotten about it. And again I forgot there's been like 4 year anniversary on February of my court case. I forgot about that. But again, such is life. It's one of those things that I'm trying to implement in my life where it's don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. So I'm not hoping for my life to get easier. I'm just hoping that I become better enough at handling it where it's like, okay, minor inconvenience. So, uh, is my stream stuck? No, I think it's working. I hope it is working. 48, 49. Yeah, period. Waiting period. Signature modern architecture. Some people try that, but it always goes back to the same thing where it's like, it's like, why did you get my was high tech at that time? Your willpower and cadence is matched, much appreciated. Well, I do try to do my best. I do try to do my best. No, it's working. It's working. Was I? I think this. I don't know. No, what the hell is happening? Anyways, I hope is the stream working? Can you write? Quality of stream is good. Okay. I watched a podcast that was great. Blender Guru YouTuber has 3 million subscriber. Only he's made video on Blender for free. You designer, you could make a 3D channel for designer years back. See, I could have done everything, but again, that's the same question I'm asking you. It's like, why you are not a millionaire? Why you not done this and that? It's like I could do everything, but that's not realistic now. I'm like, see, what I'm doing in my YouTube channel right now, no other person is doing that. Like right now, I can actually dare people to like, okay, let's say I covered this jet engine. I can dare you to watch even in English. Try to find me a channel that did breakdown of this level, including the people who are actually having conversation with the CEO. There is like 1.5 hour conversation, no technical details, and all it's like, we are thinking about this, we are doing. It's like, yes, yes, sir, of course, you're gonna get it done in like freaking 2 years. Again, I provide something that no other person can provide. If I do Blender, I do not know Blender. That's the first problem. I know 3ds Max is my personal favorite. Then I know Maya to some extent. I think I've forgotten most of it. And then Blender I've not used. Again, nobody uses Blender in gaming industry because again there is no responsibility in that. So yeah. Fundamentally, what if you did that? What if you did that? Again, that never ends. It's like, what if I was not born? It might as well ask that. It's like, you do what you are want to do, you do, and see what's. It's like you are asking me, why did not you know the outcome of the future? I do not. It's like, if I knew, I would have bought lottery, knowing well what's gonna win or not. That's negative. Yeah, that's why I watch it. AV good. Okay. Anyway, it's been 1 hour, so I think so. Now Blue Origin in 2025. Again, nothing has physically changed. There's still a slow and lethargy. You speak raw truth. That's the whole point. Anyway, I will see you guys when I get to see you guys. Right now, I'm not sure what's gonna happen next, so let's see. Bye.